So,
This is something you guys have been requesting the
No.
hell out of for a long time.
I didn't
It
request
took
this.
a lot of time, but I finally found 3 stories that take place during school lockdowns.
Right. I did not request this. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was a typical boring day in calculus, only it was Friday, 7th period, meaning the week was almost over and spring break would finally be upon us.
Right.
So everybody was getting antsy in their seats, I could tell. We didn't have a test that day like a lot of my friends did with their other teachers, so our teacher in the middle of class just decided to start playing games with us on Sporkle.com.
That's
He
a dope
was a
teacher.
very laid-back teacher like that.
Right, ayy.
As we were doing some brand logo quiz on Sporkle, I remember the exact moment it happened.
What are you talking about?
Right after my friend answered a question, I
Right.
remember the exact answer too, Adidas. The dean's voice came through the loudspeaker. He sounded panicked and frantic as he told all the teachers this was not a drill and to go into lockdown. I actually got the chills and I got goosebumps on my arms as our usually laid-back teacher too seemed panicked as he ran to turn off the lights and ushered us to the back corner of the room.
No shit.
We
I would
all
get...
sat in silence for about 2 minutes.
Right.
And
Oh.
then the usual buzzing that came from a panel in the back of the room ceased, indicating that the school must have cut all the power. We all looked at each other, realizing this must be serious. A few more minutes of waiting later, we heard a man screaming at the top of his lungs coming down the hallway. 2 girls in the class actually started crying, which made all of us even more scared. As the screaming got closer to the classroom, the lunatic-sounding man started banging on the lockers while screaming,
What the fuck?
You. It was at that moment that I started to fear for my life. My teacher shushed us as we all looked at each other to see our peers' reactions. The banging then moved from the lockers to our classroom door.
Oh. Oh, shit,
And that's
fuck
when
that.
one of the crying girls screamed no. The banging on the door only grew worse as the man started screaming, "Open up."
I would
Two of the
have...
girls in the class were crying out loud now.
I would
It felt
have...
like an
Man.
eternity that man was pounding at the door. But eventually, he finally continued down the hallway, screaming like a mentally insane person, until we could not hear him anymore. I'd say 10 minutes later, though it felt like half an hour given the situation, the dean came back on the loudspeaker explaining the situation, which was surprising for him to do. He explained that some apparently mentally unstable person entered the building and assaulted the woman sitting at the front desk, causing her to flee the building screaming, and staff wasn't sure if the man was armed or not. Now, this was before the school had cameras or could afford proper security, so
Right.
the school was wide open to something like this happening.
Damn, that's
The staff
scary.
had done a sweep of all the hallways and classrooms and couldn't find him, so the dean instructed the teachers to resume teaching but to keep all the doors locked and to not let any students leave for any reason.
What the fuck? I would have
The
left.
most disturbing
You
part,
tripping?
however, is that one of the janitors working the night shift found the man sleeping in one of the storage closets near the back end of the school, and according to rumors that were spread by my peers, sticking out of his pocket was a .44 Magnum. The janitor must have done something stupid to wake him up, for example, leaving the closet door open, because by the time a police officer could arrive on the scene, the man was gone.
Oh my god.
My entire class, as far as I know, to this day, has no idea if this man was ever found, but I like to think that right now, he's being given the proper help that he needs.
He needs to be found. Fuck. See, if I was in that scenario, if I was in that class, I would have been like, everybody shut the fuck up. Shut up. Bethany, shut the fuck
My
up.
school has 2 lunch periods. First lunch period is for all 6th graders and some 7th graders.
Right.
The second lunch period is for the other half of the 7th graders and all 8th graders. The
Okay.
lockdown happened in the beginning of October.
It's a nice ass school.
The day the lockdown occurred, it was overcast and rainy.
Right.
During the first lunch period, I heard 4 loud booms.
Oh
I personally thought it was thunder, but the entire lunch crowd started screaming. I was thinking those kids were just serious pussies, but the campus security came in and started yelling at people to go into the multi-purpose room. And the kids who were in line buying lunch had to throw out their lunch and come inside.
I would have took it with me.
Me and
Fuck
some
all that.
friends went inside the room along with a huge group of other kids. Everyone was curious as to what was happening. Our multi-purpose room is huge, and the back wall of the room is made of see-through glass.
Okay.
When me and my friends were rushed inside the campus, security was covering the glass with the curtains, and there were adults at every exit. My friend Eric was curious, as well as the rest of us, so he asked one of the adults what was going on. When he came back, he said, "You know how right in front of TMS there's those houses?" I replied, "Yeah." "There's this mentally disabled, crazy man that barricaded himself in front of his house, and he's threatening to commit suicide and kill the cops if he's evicted. He was walking around outside of school watching kids in a weird way," Eric told us. It turned out the man was also a registered sex offender.
Oh,
making
that's
matters worse.
That's gross.
We were stuck in the multi-purpose room for a whole hour, taking up 2 periods. After the whole thing was settled, we were escorted to our classrooms one by one. I later found out that the man lives next to my friend Brandy, who told me about the previous Halloween when she saw the same man at his window cutting his arm and writing in his own blood, "Don't come here or I'll kill you," on his window. Of course, being Halloween, people, including Brandy, assumed it was just for the holiday. But after this horrific incident, we knew this man was mental, and we're glad he never got near us.
What the fuck? High school.
I'm 22 years old, fresh out of college, and I recently got a job at my old high school as a sort of computer intern in the school basement.
Okay.
The basement of the school is very messy and disorganized.
Right.
But there is a small 3-person office that's actually very nice down there. It has 3 nice big desks, 2 mini fridges, a flat screen TV mounted on the wall, and oh so satisfying air conditioning, a luxury the students and teachers cannot enjoy in the school.
Okay.
And of course all the school servers and other computery stuff. I got the job because 3 of my old computer teachers flat out adored me. I could actually consider them as real friends, not just teacher figures. So they all helped tremendously in landing me this job.
They will still be teachers.
It's been great.
No friends.
Until something that happened a few weeks ago.
Oh.
My 2 co-workers that shared the office with me, Dave and Gary, weren't in the office at the time. They were upstairs working on papers or whatever. I was eating my sandwich during my lunch break when I got a phone call from one of the women in the front office telling me the school was on lockdown and that somebody, possibly armed, had entered the school. There wasn't much that I could do other than turn off the lights because, surprisingly, as nice as this little office was, it didn't have an actual door to it, just a big opening.
What?
And the door to the whole basement didn't even have a working lock.
That's a fucking setup.
For my own safety, I did turn off all the lights in the office and my computer screen. I kept my phone on the desk, texting both Gary and Dave, but they wouldn't respond. I sat down there in the dark, playing games on my phone for like 20 minutes, waiting for the call from up front to tell me to resume working. I had no idea what was happening. I couldn't hear what was going on upstairs from down here. But I was not allowed to make any calls until I was informed that the lockdown was over. Then, the noisy basement door opened. As the creaking echoed across the basement and into my office, I sat up from my seat, wondering if I should call out Gary or Dave. I was eager to get some info from them. Someone then came running down the stairs, and their footsteps were approaching my office. I pushed away my chair and crawled under my desk. Somebody entered the office, but did not turn on the lights. It was just silence.
Where the fuck is the phone
I
at?
can't even describe the fear I was experiencing. I felt like if I made one sudden noise, I'd be a dead man. Suddenly, my phone dinged as I got a text message.
Of course it does.
I felt my entire world shrivel up and die at that one moment.
Me too.
As I clenched my teeth in fear.
Oh.
Footsteps suddenly moved closer to me until I finally dove out from under the desk in capitulation, begging whoever it was not to kill me. Just then, someone grabbed my arm and pulled me up. It was some guy in a red plaid button-up, jeans, and a reddish-black cap. He told me, "It's okay, I'm just down here hiding with you." "What's going on up there?"
How the fuck
I whispered to him.
Oh, that's that bullshit.
He kind of ignored my question and asked me if there's an exit down here. I told him, yeah, around that way. Before he could do anything else, I asked him, "Who are you?" There was a brief moment of silence. Before he started explaining he was coming in to pick up his son, when a teacher told him to hide. After his explanation, I checked my phone and saw the text I received was from Dave. It said, "Dude, this is fucking crazy. Some guy with a gun shot Mr. Buckley. He's wearing a red shirt and a hat. Whatever you do, don't come upstairs." I was about to reread that text out loud to the man until I realized.
He's
I
gone.
looked up and felt my stomach sink.
Oh.
The man seemed to catch on to my suspicious stare. Panicking, all I could think to do was to run for the upstairs. A gunshot echoed through the basement, and I could hear the bullet ricochet off something metal in the darkness.
Oh,
But
fuck.
thank God the bullet missed me, and I made it upstairs. Fortunately, police were waiting at all exits, including the basement exit, and caught the man the second he opened the door. More good news, our teacher, Mr. Buckley, survived the gunshot. It was later determined that the man and Mr. Buckley had some beef for whatever reason, but that was never revealed. All we know is that Mr. Buckley couldn't have done anything that would have warranted this kind of reaction. And I know that the sound of that gunshot will forever echo in my mind.
See, that's that shit I'm talking about. That's that straight up bullshit. Like, I've never been in a situation like this before. Thank God, and I hope I don't. I've always been in schools where I've always felt safe. And yeah, I can't think of no time where I was in school and the school had to go on lockdown for some reason. I don't think that ever happened. Nope, fuck. No, see, if I was in any of these scenarios, right, you best believe I'm not staying in the school. You're gonna be fucked up. Depending on how the school is, I'm jumping out of a window, or like I'm doing something where I'm not in that fucking school. I'm not staying. No, bitch, I get scared fast. Okay, I just want to I ain't say anything. I just want everybody to know that, okay, if anything was to go down, if I was somewhere and they told us to put it on lockdown, nope, I ain't staying. Because if the chances are, if they're already in the school and the shit is on lockdown, really, I'm finding some way getting out that school and hauling that to my house. No, you're not keeping me in the same space, in the same area as the fucking killer. No. I'm sorry. Fuck no. No. Look. This is what really got me. Okay. See, now I'm starting to fucking stutter. Because whenever I stutter, that's because either I'm scared or I'm nervous. Right? But do you really think, after everything was said and done, after everything that you said, you know, there's a killer in the school, there's, you told us the school is on lockdown, right? Told us to lock our doors, go underneath our desks, right? Tell us to shut the fuck up, be quiet. After everything was said and done, do you really think we're gonna go back to the way it was normally? Like everything didn't just happen. Are you fucking serious? No, bitch. I'm not doing nothing until I feel like everything is okay. How the hell are you gonna tell us to go back to the way, to go back to normal, doing classwork and homework and whatnot, when we just had a fucking killer inside the building? Are you fucking serious? No, you're tripping. No, hell no. But hey,